We'll get started here, everybody. Thanks everyone for registering and for all the support from the Athletic Cubs and all the players and families that signed up to participate. Really trying to do something interesting and new and innovative here at Hockey Edmonton and Athletic Clubs and the EHMC and Hockey Edmonton. We've all done a lot of work lately on with support with our AAA and AA programs. So really good opportunity for people to get to know our programs a little more, get to know our great coaches that we have in the city. So coaches, thank you. And those who are filling in for the coaches, thanks so much for joining us tonight and taking some time to prepare a presentation. It's a lot of work you guys have been doing over the last couple of weeks in the season. And so thanks for taking the time to join us today. So just to start, I wanted to introduce Steve Hogel, our new general manager here in Edmonton. I'm just going to speak a little bit about himself and a little bit of an introduction, but been an awesome addition to our office and has supported us with a lot of new initiatives we've been doing. So Steve, we'll just give you a few seconds to introduce yourself.
Sounds good. Thanks very much, Joel. And I want to echo Joel's appreciation of the coaches as well. Not only making themselves available and prepping for tonight, but also for all the work they've done over the season and seasons. It's really sincerely appreciated. And thanks also to all the kids and their families who've joined us tonight. And, I'm excited about what the guys have to share here tonight. And it was about a year ago, I came back from Saskatoon. I was in there in the Paris of the Prairies for about 6 years, helping to run the Saskatoon Blades. And when I came back, this opportunity came up at Hockey Edmonton, and a real cool opportunity. And it was very exciting to see the work in this particular area that Joel has done in terms of taking the player development model to a new level. So, I see just things getting better and better, and the players coming out getting better and better. So huge kudos to Joel, as well as the coaches that he's working with, as well as those other teams behind the coaches with the various clubs. So very cool things happening. And I know after I see this presentation tonight, I'm going to be so excited to get back to the rink and watch teams in action. So I'll hand it back to you guys, but just a real quick hello and thank you to everybody.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Steve. I'm going to quickly share my screen for about 5 minutes here. And just wanted to share some of everybody can see that okay? Steve, you can see that okay?
Yeah, we can see it.
Perfect. Thank you. Awesome. So this is something that we've done some work last season and the season prior with our U18 AAA, and again with the EHMC, Elite Hockey Management Committee, and the athletic clubs and the coaches. And everybody's been putting a lot of time into development of our programs. And we've seeked a lot of advice from coaches as well too, because the coaches are the ones that are executing a lot of the program when it comes to with the players. So again, thanks to everybody who's been supportive with this work. One of the models that we've spent a lot of time on, and again, it still says draft, but we'll be releasing this really soon, is just the full body of a hockey and a player development program. So we modeled this program after the Hockey Canada 4 pillars of player development. And we felt that modeling it after these 4 pillars just helped us to cover all the things that were needed to support a high performance athlete at this level. And again, just gave us some categories that we could help to organize and structure our program moving forward. So moving forward, this will be the program that our AAA programs, specifically the U16 coaches, will be following in coming seasons. And as we say, many of them are already covering a lot of these aspects, but it was just a way for us to organize them a little bit more clearly and give a framework and more support to coaches and the athletic clubs within the city. So the first pillar that we have is physical. Again, that would be your workouts, your team nutrition, all the support that kind of comes off the ice. So again, really providing some structure and some framework as to what will be executed and how we'll execute it. So again, some player, parent, nutrition, hydration, sleep, workout information sessions that we feel are really important. And then adding workouts to that are mandatory throughout the season with the players, and a 20 workout minimum. So again, we have a lot of clubs, and I know these coaches as well are going to advertise a lot of what they're already doing. And then this physical component, again, just has to deal with our medical outline, our return to play process, and again, with our workouts as well too. So the second pillar that we have is the mental pillar. And again, this has just become such an important part to any program. The physical part, yes, is important, and we often spend most of our attention to that, but the mental side as well too. And just giving a framework, again, to what we feel could be beneficial to be covered and what would support the players the most. And we've kind of divided these 6 mental development sessions, 1 per month throughout the season, to a team first, goal setting, preparation, simulation and imagery, overcoming adversity, and focus. The other thing we're going to add is the Hone Athletics app, which is just a general support app and for the physical, the mental well-being of players, which I think is an awesome tool for our coaches as well next season. And then access to sports psychologists on an individual need basis if that's something that they require. So the technical side is something that the coaches are already executing. Again, this kind of is the on-ice teachings and lessons that the coaches will provide. Making some skill development that's mandatory. Again, we've recognized the change in the game has become way more skillful and way more dedicated towards tactics and a lot less towards team systems or structure. Although we do recognize that those are important, we recognize that, you know, the technical skills and the tactics are the foundational components to any sort of systematic play. So again, kind of working with coaches to provide some structure and some recommendations as to what curriculum could look like. Again, with the AAA program, the fair play model, you earn what you get. Not everything is equal. So we recognize that that's the model that we support through these. Again, still at U16, we have the tournaments. We have a maximum on those tournaments as to 4, and really encouraging coaches to add to the team video sessions and review as well, because we know how this Generation Z learns is a lot through video review and watching. So technical package and season plan, I think these are things that these coaches are going to speak to you tonight about and the work that they've done on with that. And so these are things that we would like to see, and things that are really supportive to the players as well too. And then the fourth pillar we have is the life skills, and those are just things that are outside of hockey that really have to do with your life and the direction that you want to take. And it doesn't necessarily have to be catered towards hockey. So we do understand that this age group is the age group after the draft here, and everybody's reviewing and finding certain alleyways and ways that they would like their career to develop. And again, a lot of this component too will be executed by the coaching staff, which is team identity, vision, rules, things that should be outlined to the team at the start of the season, and that we feel are really important to set the tone and continue to execute as we go. And a lot of individual support, again, things that we've got feedback from coaches that they're doing a great job of interacting with coaches individually to help them support with their goals and their aspirations. And again, the last component would be our team building events and then our community service events, things that we deem as really important that should be added to any hockey program. And then the other, which is not really anything to do with the 4 pillars, but team scouting, promotional. We've seen some awesome stuff with some teams that are promoting their players through Twitter, through social media, through Instagram. And then just obviously that's the way of the world, and ways that we want to support our players through every alleyway that we can help you get exposed. We have the elite coach education policy in Edmonton, and it's educational support to our assistant coaches, so that they're as educated as our head coaches. No city in Canada is doing this, and I think it's something that we're quite proud of, to provide support to assistant coaches and not just the head, because we all recognize that the assistant coaches are so supportive and crucial to the development within the team. Then coach mentorship program will officially begin next year for all of our AAA and AA programs. That's really exciting for us and the people that we're going to bring in to support with that. And team apparel and equipment, each team has their own way of providing support for that, and then the team staff. So again, don't want to read through all of this, but just a support tool for our clubs and our coaches to have a bit of a framework to build their season plan off of and continue the great work that they've done with their program. So that's it for me. I'm going to turn it over to Will and Sean with Southside Athletic Club presenting on the behalf of Guy Parody. I know they've put together an awesome presentation. I was looking through it earlier. So thank you again, Southside, and I'll allow you guys to take over and share the screen for the next 15 minutes or so. Thanks again.
Okay. Do you want to say anything, Sean, first?
Well, I just want to say thank you for having us on, and thank you for everyone that's joining today. So we're glad to share our program with you guys too. So I'm not too familiar with all this Zoom stuff, so Will's going to be doing that for me. So thank you, Will. So he'll show the presentation for you guys. And then if there's any questions after, I'm not sure if you're on chat or if you want to have the questions after, we can answer those for you. So Will, if you'd like to go ahead and show that.
Sure. Okay. Guy Parody, the head coach, has an audio, so we'll start there.
Hello, my name is Guy Parody. I am the head coach of Southside Athletic Club's U16 AAA Bulldogs. Unfortunately, I am not able to make it this evening. I do have Sean Thompson sitting in along with Will Jang to help me along with this presentation. To start off the presentation, I'd like to just do a small overview on our mission statement as a team, a little bit on our coaches, and of course, our coaching philosophy and what we're looking to do throughout the year. So to start this off, I will go over our mission statement. Our mission statement is, our goal is to provide an environment that not only encourages skill and cognitive hockey development, but also identifies the opportunity to develop positive personal traits in our players. The development of compassion, dedication, commitment, accountability, understanding, collaboration, and leadership are crucial for character growth in our young athletes. By doing this, we provide a platform for every player to have an opportunity to step to the next level in hockey and in life. My coaching staff and myself truly believe that it's not only our responsibility to develop the hockey player, but it's also important for us to develop the person, as these people need to be pillars in their communities as they grow. To move on from our mission statement, I want to identify that we are very fortunate enough to be playing in the Alberta Elite Hockey League at the U16 AAA level, which is a very competitive level of hockey, and great hockey players and great people come out of this program. Some of the season highlights that you would see at this level are a 34-game league schedule culminating in playoffs and a provincial championship berth. Also with Southside Athletic Club's U16 AAA hockey program, we are very fortunate enough to be one of the very few teams within Western Canada that have had a continual invitation to the Silver Stick U16 AAA International Hockey Tournament that's held in Whitby, Ontario in November. Understanding that U16 AAA hockey is a little bit different out east, this tournament provides fierce competition and a huge challenge to Western Canadian teams that do go out there. And this is a great opportunity for exposure. Some of the best hockey players that have went on to play in the National Hockey League have played in this tournament. Moving forward, I'd like to talk a little bit about our coaching philosophy. So we strive to reach each player and create a positive relationship. And we do that through multiple avenues of communication. And we really would like to try to enhance their growth in hockey and their personal lives. We do this through an earned respect environment where we are earning their respect and they are earning our respect. All our players are going to be treated equal no matter what the skill level or what the perceived contribution is, because we do believe that every contribution is critical. We believe that every athlete is valued, and we really work hard to enhance the traits that align with positive outcomes, and not just for a few players, but for every player. So the following traits are what we kind of strive to develop. Integrity is the first one, and it is critical. And this is about doing the right thing no matter what. Whether people will know, whether somebody knows what you're doing or not, you choose to do the right thing. And integrity is incredibly important. The second one is accountability. We want our athletes to be responsible for their actions. We want them to be responsible for what they do and what they say, because they are ambassadors of our hockey program. Not only that, but being accountable means also being accountable to the people around you, that you are bringing the best all the time. The next one would be commitment. Our players need to be committed to their personal and physical mental development just as much as we're committed to developing it. Without their commitment to that and them taking an active role, it makes it very, very hard for us to develop that young talent. Another one would be compassion and understanding. Our athletes need to learn that they need to care about the people around them as much as they care about themselves. That this is not something that they're alone on, and that at some point in time, they will require compassion and understanding from somebody else. Another one is dedication, and that's another critical one. Only by dedicating yourself to being the best you can possibly be, dedicating yourself not to be average every day, that you're trying to excel. Challenging yourself to excel every day is what you need to succeed. The next one would be passion. It's critically important that you have passion for what you're doing. That is what drives you to be successful. Finally, perseverance. No matter what challenge, what hurdle, what type of adversity might be there in front of you, the ability to persevere through that, find a way and drive yourself past that, find a way to overcome, will be a huge factor in determining your success. I'll now do just a little brief overview of myself and my coaching staff so that you have an idea of our backgrounds. I'm NCCP H1 trained and certified. I have 25 years of head coaching and assistant coaching experience. Currently going into my third season as head coach with Southside Athletic Club U16 AAA Bulldogs. Previous coaching highlights include 7 seasons as a head coach and coach mentor with CAC U18 AAA. 2014-15 season culminated in a division championship and receiving the Glenn Sather Award as Coach of the Year. 5 years coaching experience in the AJHL with St. Albert Saints and Sherwood Park. An AJHL championship and Doyle Cup finalist with St. Albert Saints. 5 seasons with Stony Plain Eagles Senior AAA as a playing coach. Numerous Hardy Cup championships and an Allen Cup championship in 1999. Was fortunate enough to be inducted along with 23 other teammates with the Stony Plain Eagles into the Alberta Sports Hall of Fame in 2007. Of course, playing career started in the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League, moved on to the WHL, Western International Hockey League, and 5 seasons with the University of Alberta Golden Bears. My assistant coach, Sean Thompson, is NCCP Developmental 1-2 certified. He's got 9 years of elite coaching experience. He's currently entering his 2nd season as an assistant coach with Southside Athletic Bulldogs U16 AAA. Previous coaching highlights include 1 season with MLAC U18 AAA, 1 season as an assistant coach with Sherwood Park Kings U16 AAA, 6 seasons as an assistant coach with CAC U18 AAA. Sean's playing experience, Bantam AAA for CAC. His junior career started with the Junior B Warriors, playing 2 seasons and winning the cities in his first year. Junior B Red Wings for 2 seasons, and Sean has also been a referee for 7 years at the midget AA level. My other assistant coach is Luke Parody. He is NCCP Developmental 1-2 certified. He has 3 years of elite coaching experience. He's currently entering the 4th season with Southside Athletic Club as an assistant coach. He's had 1 season as an assistant coach with U18 double Canadian Brewhouse, 2 seasons as an assistant coach with U16 triple Bulldogs. Luke also takes on the responsibility as hands-on development with our goaltenders and does a great job. Luke's playing experience includes Northwest Zone U18, CAC U18 AAA. He started a junior career in the Capital Junior Hockey League and played 2 seasons with the Red Wings, and then also played 2 seasons with the Strathcona Bruins. Finally, our trainer is Justin Dos Santos. He's had 3 seasons with this staff as the on and off ice trainer. Justin's skills and knowledge are crucial. He keeps the athletes healthy and aids them back to playing after injury. Now that we've met the staff, I'd like to talk a little bit about our program. And the first topic I'd like to talk about is our external trainers. We believe that we bring in some of the best people that are out there to help with the development of our young athletes. Some of the external trainers that we do use are Ivan and Eric Christensen, and they are skill attainment specialists, and we have used them in the past. We use them for 1 hour a week, and they do an incredible job. Paul Quenville is also a skill attainment specialist, and we've used him for 1 hour per week. Ian Gordon is in charge of our goalie skills, and we allot 1 hour per week for that. We do have some external trainers for off ice. One of them would be Ryan Vigneault of RVX Factor, and he does a great job in dry land training, and we try to incorporate his skills as much as possible. And another external trainer we like to use is Melissa Lowe. She's from Archetype Fitness Club Performance. We use her for seminars based on nutrition, rest and recovery, and essence of training. Her seminars are very insightful and provide a great deal of knowledge for our young athletes. Moving on to our evaluation process, I know a lot of people always have questions on that. Our evaluation process is as follows. We evaluate players on their skill, hockey IQ, and their ability to perform and excel in multiple situations. All players will start at ground zero. We don't determine a player's ability by where they played or how they performed in previous years. We look at what they're doing right now. Players will be evaluated on how they take instruction and their ability to reproduce that successfully on the ice. Evaluations will also include how a player's style and skills complement others on the ice. Moving forward into our practice format, we want to ensure that we give enough time for family, school, and social activities. So we're trying to create a balance there. We look at 3 practices a week to be the norm based on 2 games per week. The breakdown adheres basically to a taper principle and a preparation for competition format. We want to ensure that there's enough hours provided for skill attainment, individual tactics, and team system play. We combine this also with our external trainers' time to provide a solid foundation for development. So over a course of a season, we would concentrate on some of these areas. Individual skill development, both during practice and the use of external trainers. One-on-one tactics, offensive and defensive tactics will be included. Effective communication, and we define that about how well they communicate on the ice verbally. Effective positioning and spatial awareness. And that would be, for me, a cognitive understanding of how positioning creates an avenue for like successful outcomes and being successful on the ice. Defensive zone systems, man-on-man, zone, shorthanded. Neutral zone systems, forechecking, transitioning. Offensive zone systems, attack modes, depth, width, support formations. Along with doing this in practice, we also provide each player with a handbook and log that contains detailed instructions and diagrams of all team systems, offensive and defensive. This handbook will include our team values, articles relating to nutrition, training, rest, performance enhancement, and self-evaluation forms for players to fill out quarterly and then be reviewed with them by the coaching staff. Another tool we have at our disposal is the Instat membership. So as a part of the AEHL, we have an Instat membership that is a valuable tool. It provides us with critical information and video that we use with our athletes to evaluate their development and their performance. Finally, and definitely not the least important, we provide volunteer opportunities and team bonding. We understand that we are very privileged to be able to be involved at hockey at the elite level. And our athletes need to understand that too. So what we like to do is give back to the community. And this is something that we try to do 3 to 4 times a year and find opportunities to do this. This gives us a great opportunity to educate our young athletes while giving back to the community. So this concludes the presentation. Please direct any of your questions to Will Jang or Sean Thompson. And I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to present to you the U16 AAA hockey program from Southside Athletic Club. Thank you.
That's awesome. Well, thanks, Guy and Sean and Will for putting that together. So probably forgot to mention at the start, if there's any questions for anybody, we'll just put them in the group chat and I will manage them from there. But really good. We can kind of wait till the end and ask them to everybody. But that was awesome. Thanks so much for sharing that. That's a great job. So next, we'll just move over to CAC with Tim Timchuk. Tim, we'll just have you share your screen, and thanks again for joining us and putting in the work to share your program and what you guys are doing over there at CAC, all that great work. So thank you.
Our pleasure. First, I want to say thank you very much for everybody attending, Joel for setting it up, and of course, Mr. Hogel. He does get the distinct message or distinction of being Mr. Hogel. I want to thank everybody, especially Guy. Welcome back. Terrence, congratulations, and Aaron. CAC, we're really proud. 84 years of a club we just celebrated, which is really important, and it's a long alumni that is in our club. So please check our website for that. It would take us hours to go through everything. So this will be our CAC U16 AAA United cycle, or little bit of hashtag of Red and Rowdy. That's what we sort of adopted for our team. So we're going to go ahead and give you guys our PowerPoint presentation. CAC's, we've had this pillar foundation that Tony, myself, and Lee, the AAA teams have established to keep it consistent without everybody in the club. Character, attitude, community. That's basically the three pillars, that the foundation that we build our teams on, how we build our program and what we look for, not just as a staff, each staff member, but also as the players that come into the organization for everybody to share. I'll introduce myself, Tim Timchuk. I'm going to my 40th year of coaching. As you can see, there's a lot of Timchuks on this, so we are very big into the family part of it. I consider these guys more of associate coaches. I just have the distinct of having a head coach beside me, but Brett Timchuk, assistant coach Troy Timchuk, assistant coach, video coach Taylor Panicia, who used to play for me. Our trainers, Shaylin Bennett. Our managers, Michelle Moosh, Timchuk. Darren E. Scott is our director. As you can see, some of the externals are Curtis Mook is our goalie coach, skills coach Matt Gorman, strength and conditioning coach Tyler Palmer. John Stevenson is our sports psychologist. Yoga's Kelsey Wilson, and our videographer is Taylor Timchuk. This is kind of a little brief overview of what we promote to our players that come into the club and our parents. As you can see, it's on there. I'm not going to go through everything. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can sort of peruse it yourself for the home. A couple of brief things: team building, guest speakers, team rules. Yes, moving. Here's our basically our parent meeting agenda. When we come on board, we set it all up. We introduce everybody. Everybody says their little spiel. We have our team objectives, developing positive attitudes, our coaches, and discussion item, trainers, communication, apparel, all goes down. And then that's kind of an overview of tournaments, team banquets, and then our contact information for our parents or even our kids, because in today's game, it's always important to be available for any issues that come up throughout the year. We've come up with a code of conduct that we sort of established over the years of coaching. And I think one of the biggest things of this staff is our diversity. Having such a staff members that we've been together for about 8 years and having guys closely knit outside the game as well is something that is really, really important to us, and we bring that towards the team. So in today's presentation, I apologize, I should have said earlier, I'm going to share this with each of my staff members to come on board so people can see them, they get their voice, and you get a different perspective of what the same message that we're giving, but to carry forward so you guys can hear the voices of the other guys in my team, because I'm just one guy. I'm only as good as the people around me. So I'll take this segment over and leave it to Brett Timchuk.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us today, giving us the opportunity to show you what we have to offer. Respect and honor, we hand these out at the start of the year. We'll get the boys will get a pamphlet for the parents and whatnot. Some expectations, rules and regulations, set plays that we have, this sort of thing, just so we're all on the same page. You know what to expect from us, what we expect of you. A little communication to start. Respect and honor. Our code of conduct. This is something that we feel is big. Making sure that you have respect for yourself, respect for everyone around you, teammates, and as well as the opponents. We find it's big. That's what we're looking for in players. This is a rules and expectations contract that we get all our players and parents to sign at the start of the year. So excuse me, again, 12 basic points, what we expect. No cell phones is one of them. No chewing tobacco, no alcohol, no vaping, that sort of thing. You sign it, we give you a copy, we keep a copy. That way, again, you know what we expect from you, and it lays out a ground rule aspect. So, hey, if something were to happen, God forbid, you know what we expect out of you, and it makes one rule across the board for everybody. Training essentials, this would be in the pamphlet that you get at the start of the year when you play for our team. Shaylin Bennett, our trainer, hands this out at the start of the year, touches on nutrition, hydration, how many meals per week, that sort of thing. It also is a little blurb on her in there somewhere as well. So that would be, again, in the pamphlet that you can peruse over. This, we can, if you want the copy of any of this stuff, we can also get that for you. So you contact us, we'll give you a copy of all this stuff so you want to have a look over. There's quite a bit of information to go over in 10-15 minutes. So.
Hey guys, it's Troy Timchuk here. I just kind of want to jump in. Nutrition is one thing we feel is especially important for the most part. If we can get parents or the team to provide a home cooked meal, we do so. We believe, it's important what you put in your body, obviously fuels you. So we try not to outsource anything, and it also kind of saves money that way. But a home cooked meal is always healthier than going out and getting, fast food or somewhere at a restaurant. It's also more cost friendly. So I just kind of wanted to throw that little tidbit in there.
Coaching philosophies here, and striving for victory. We build a winning culture. We feel culture striving to be the best you can be, and always trying every practice. We harp on our kids on that. Make sure you're getting better every day. Comfort, support, diversity. When you come to the rink, we want everybody to feel supported, comforted. We want a vast variety of kids, cultures, everything, just so we can build a good diversity within the club. Every position and a position for every player. Ice time, but that doesn't mean some nights the guy that played 3 minutes and killed 4 penalties wins you the game. They're just as important as your starting lineup. Energy engagement equals execution. We want guys, when they're entering the rink, they want to feel energized. They're ready to go. They're engaged in the play. That's going to lead us to success. Do what others don't so you can accomplish what others won't. This is something we've been working on and pushing for years. You want to do the little work when nobody's watching. So when you get to the rink, the results show themselves. Fun is found in competition. We feel that even in practice, you bring in a healthy competition, that's going to be fun, and that's going to lead to, again, success. And it's bigger than our game. There's a lot of stuff that we do that we're giving back in the community that we feel it's a lot bigger than the game. I always talk about it with our players. You're only 15, but you want to be a good pro. So when you get a chance to give back to the community, you want to be a good pro at this, you want to do the little things.
Yeah, and to kind of touch on that as well, we treat all our players as if they're already in the AHA, from road trips to practices to games, top-notch road trips. We treat them all professionally. We make sure, no cell phones. They're actually interacting face-to-face. They have that person-to-person contact. Technology nowadays controls, these young people's lives, and it's important for them to be personable as well and present themselves as young professionals, going to the rink, and whether or not they're getting talked by scouts and whatnot. So
in-game philosophies, touch on these. We have a pamphlet, like I said, that we'll give out that have all the set plays. We'll add to them throughout the year, take some away if they're not working. Discipline toward team tactics and systems are what we expect. That creates, that's going to create a good success. attention to detail. Forwards, we're looking for speed, skill, responsibility all over the ice, and play with a little bit of an edge. That's going to win hockey games when it goes down the stretch, when you're fighting for points. Play with an edge, play with some attitude. Defense, we're looking for mobility, jumping in the rush when you can, aggression, make sure it's tough on their guys playing in our end. A good first pass, make sure you start the breakout well. Chance, get pucks through, get pucks to the net, make sure it gets past their, make it tougher for their guys in front.
Don't really have anything set other than face-off plays. So we're looking for flair and creativity. You know, we really want them to get the creative juices flowing and use their minds to, you know, read and react of what's given to them, right? So other than face-off plays, we kind of, I guess, let them be free-willed and kind of read and react based on what they see. And then hard forecheck. So obviously based on, you know, the team's breakout, we'll run a different forecheck, whether that be a 2-1-2 or, you know, if you're up in a game, you might be a little more passive and kind of lay back to hold the lead. Moving to D zone, we like to run a swarm. So I guess essentially we're outnumbering them. You know, if they have one, we got two. We want to get that puck back and get it up the ice as quick as we can to you know, run our O zone and use our offensive guys to get in there and spend the most time in the O zone. And then, you know, that ties into support. So, I mean, with a swarm, support is huge and making sure coverage is there and all bases are touched. So, you're going to power play.
Power play, we want good breakouts. Make sure you're attacking with speed, attacking through the neutral zone. We'll base or change our breakouts based on what we see sometimes in game. Good zone entry. In zone, we look to run usually an umbrella and overload. We want good puck movement, getting the puck to a guy quick, getting to somebody else. Man, when you turn the puck over, make sure you get the puck back. And we want to attack when you're on the power play. Attack quick, make sure you keep them on their heels. Penalty kill for the most part. We like an aggressive box. We're working a lot on a new system that you'll see in the NHL now. It's called an L. So basically, you're taking that center pass away. We're working on that. We want to make sure we're pressuring pucks all over the D zone. And we want, when you get the puck, we want that puck 200 feet behind their goal line. A good coach that we had the pleasure of coaching with, Steve McLeod, always said that, get the puck 200 feet, get fresh guys on, and let's attack when we can. When their backs turn, get on them, make it tough on them, pressure them a little bit. So selection process, we're not looking for necessarily any guys specific. When everybody comes to us, they start on a blank canvas. Your impression on us is when you start hitting the drills, your compete level, what for us, if you're eager and willingness to learn, and as well as we can develop skills. We want people who want to be there, who want to get to the rink, who want to work hard, who want to get better. We're trying to build we think we're doing a good job of building a good culture and a good successful culture. We want kids willing that are coming to the rink, work hard, have some fun, get better every day.
So that's kind of it, guys. I want to thank Taylor Panicia for setting this up. And probably the last thing I want to say is we're probably known as probably one of the best player coaches around there. We really, really put a lot of care and love into our players, and we have that connection with them. I think that's the biggest thing if you're going to say what this group's all about. So I want to thank everybody. Any questions? Again, there's 4 of us here to answer anything, any questions, any queries or anything. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. That was excellent. That was awesome. So really nice little Snapchat in your program. And thanks so much for sharing. So
thank you.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Emla, Maple Leaf Athletic Club, and Terrence Scott is here to share with us tonight. So.
Thanks, Joel, and thanks to Steve and Joel and for having me present today. I think it's a great opportunity for aspiring athletes to see what's out there when it comes to the different programs within the city. Quick shout out to Will Jang as well. He's been involved in Alberta minor midget hockey over the last number of years prior to the program being switched over and be taken over by Hockey Alberta. And just want to say hi to Neil Brown, who's out there summer as well. So I'm gonna probably approach this a little bit differently here today. I'm not gonna spend a great deal of time going over like each slide from one to the next. I am not as familiar with Zoom as I am with Google Meets, but is the presentation up currently?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, right on. So I'm the head coach of the U16 AAA team for the Legacy Heating and Cooling team for the Maple Leaf Athletic Club. We've been established in 1931 and very much deep rooted in the history of the game here in Edmonton. Just a quick about me. I've been involved in coaching hockey in Edmonton for 18 years now. Not quite as many years as Tim has, but I'm working towards that. I had the luxury the very first year that I coached with Doug Ringrose, who ended up on that particular team that year. Both Jarrett Spurgeon and Tyler Ennis were on that squad. I've been involved in the U16 AAA league now for 7 years. And so I feel I've got a pretty good handle of the league as well as what the expectations are. A few other pieces on that slide I'm not really going to go over, but I think the one thing I'm proud about most recently was being recognized by my club and receiving a club award for the services that I've entailed towards Hockey Edmonton. If there's one slide that you're going to take the information out of for me today, that this would be the one. Obviously got a lot of information to cover, but I think this is the one snapshot or takeaway that I like to just reinforce before I move any further. So in the wheel there, just the 4 values that I'm constantly, myself, my coaching staff, and our program is constantly striving towards: integrity, preparation, committed, and striving for excellence. And the bottom left-hand corner is always been my philosophy at this U16 level is to prepare players to the next level, and that winning is a byproduct of the process. And buying in and being a good teammate is going to contribute to a winning environment. And I know there's always, at the end of when you're 14, the draft year, a lot of players go undrafted, but I think you need to understand as a player that there's a lot of opportunity and a lot of doors that can be open for you playing at the U16 AAA level. And it's not the end of your career if you don't get drafted. And, a lot of players have gone as high and as beyond, U18, Junior A, WHL, all the way to pro. So still lots of game for you and preparing for you to get to the next level. And the U16 AAA league certainly starts there. Quick overview. I just kind of got things broken up into 2 sections. I'm going to start with a team overview, and then I'm going to move forward with just game preparation. So just trying to compartmentalize the 2 different components of my presentation today. So the first section I'm going to look at here is just our team overview. A quick snapshot of our coaching staff. My coaching staff's on the left. The one thing that the Maple Leaf Athletic Club really strives towards is providing good support for myself as a coach and as well as a team. And it starts with the organization having trainers in place for teams, very, very well qualified people that are helping out the teams and being distributed so that every team's been receiving those needs. Development staff on the right, we use competitive threads. So Dan Waschuk is our skill development guy. Dan Kordick has been involved in our defenseman development in the last couple of years. Every year we'll have various goaltending instructors. This year was kind of limited due to the pause and didn't get too involved in the goaltending side of things. Another component that we have and we offer at Maple Leaf Athletic Club is that we have spin bikes in our clubhouse, and we have a specific trainer by the name of Anthony that is able to run that, and he does a really good job of engaging the guys in the spin training component. And then we've used over this year Josh Nill as our from the Evolve strength hockey specific training organization. In specifically developing strength for hockey related activities. Kind of to piggyback almost a little bit on what Guy had mentioned, a lot of the things that he had mentioned in his coaching staff's mission statement kind of aligns fairly closely to ours. So our mission is to provide players a positive and teaching learning environment, We're here to develop character, drive, and determination, leaders that are relentless, good work ethics, solid team play, and competing to the best of our abilities every day. We are very diligent on individual and team goal setting and working towards developing that as a part of the routine in the year that you play for myself and beyond. And then also just that providing a high performance program that holistically develops athletes on and off the ice. And that speaks to the leadership, the academics, and the character side of things, the life skills that Hockey Edmonton is trying to reinforce. Here's just a snapshot of my coaching philosophy, and if anyone's followed any John Wooden or read any John Wooden books, is kind of taken from there in terms of building my own coaching philosophy and using some of the training that I learned through him. So the corners of that philosophy is preparation and industriousness. So that's just hard work, and success runs in the company of hard work. So you need to have a good foundation to build yourself up to the top of that chain. And if you have all those parts and components working together, success is just going to be a byproduct of those pieces working together. Again, I'm not going to necessarily go into all the different components here, but the base is between preparation, teaching, communication, and industriousness. You know, the middle of that pyramid is just speed, skill, and smarts. That's where the game is played at today. The left of that is accountability. The right side's player development, just setting those short and long-term goals and moving players forward. Top left, process orientated, just focus on the process and the results will take care of themselves. And then building a good team culture, and above all else, just being a professional and building towards that moving forward in your career. I'm just going to give a quick overview of a season breakdown. This slide just gives kind of like break down the season into 3 phases. Each phase has different goals and a different approach to each part. The second slide here, so the first one, so phase 1 is obviously just exhibition season, your trial and team selection. I just want you to focus on like the training and the focus areas. Just kind of a breakdown percentage-wise of what we do towards your training, whether it's physical, mental, or team-wise, and then areas of focus that we are working on in that particular phase. The next slide here, lot of information I'm not going to go through, but just shows the breakdown of our regular season. And again, just want you to focus on the training component, the areas that we focus on during that time, and then the individual and team goal setting that we are constantly reevaluating and adjusting. And we're from one section and segment to the next, we're making changes and resetting goals to realign with where we're at and where we need to go. And then in a typical year, playoffs, provincials occur early March and into mid-March. And just the last phase of the season, just playing at your best, peak performance, really fine-tuning just the focus areas of our game, so that we're prepared for not only what's going to be ahead of us, but as well as the games and the teams, and preparing for special situations throughout. This season, and one of the team mission statements I've stuck with over the last little while is nothing in life that's worth anything is easy. And this really speaks to one of the foundations of my coaching philosophy of hard work and industriousness. This year, we set out the following 6 components as our team identity, in terms of what we want to be known for every time that we're out on the ice. Just pucks and bodies to the net, check with our feet, being poised and disciplined, kind of speaks to the emotional control of the game, battle and compete, being ruthless and relentless, and an emphasis on backtracking and back checking and supporting the defensive component of the game. Team environment on the left is habits that we reinforce and instill. That comes from each practice going and translating those habits into the game. I'm sure your current coaches have identified some of these throughout the course of your playing career so far, and we just want to continue to reinforce those and establish those practice in and practice out. And on the right there, just the culture that we want to establish and build into our program and into our team. So being respectful, being positive, good teammate, being on time, communicating, prepared, focused, following the team conduct. And I know Tim had one that he presented there today as well. And, we have a pretty extensive one with them when it comes to team conduct as well, very similar to what Tim had there. Attending all team functions, bringing a strong work ethic, helping out your teammates, and your body language and being disciplined. And that applies for both on and off the ice. As I kind of mentioned on my wheel at my values as a coach at the U16 level, these are some of the foundational pillars that I really strive towards when it comes to working with players at this level. I always set out at the beginning of the year to be cutting edge, to be teaching the modern game, really high emphasis on player development, goal setting, mental preparation, that preparation for beyond, U18 and junior A and beyond, playing the modern day style of play, being fast, pressure style of game, making good decisions under pressure, puck management, control, and your play with and without the puck. And those are areas that at this level, I spend a great deal of time on and focusing on teaching over the course of the year. The next section, just the team preparation, the game preparation of areas, and it gives you a snapshot of our schedule and some of the things that we're looking for, for our team. Our selection, again, I'm not going to go through, but the top 10 attributes of a program of excellence player on the left, all those specifically relate to just your on-ice ability and your willingness to battle and compete. But then on the right side is just the top 10 intangibles for player selection. So, the skating ability is obviously a skill necessary to play at any level, but being a person of high character, having good hockey IQ, compete level, coachable, willingness to learn, seeing that potential in you, and then being a good team player and being consistent. So they're kind of broken up into two categories when it comes to on ice and off ice abilities. Here just gives you a snapshot of some of the things that you might see in our program and on our team. Usually we're about 3 on ice practices per week. One of the things I did pre-COVID was I'd always have the players arrive an hour before, and we would be doing some off-ice skill development, some dry line work, conditioning, stretching, some sort of physical level of training. And then usually 1 practice per week would be like a video meeting, team meeting, system meeting, or mental training session, depending on where we're at in the year. Usually 1 on-ice skills session per week, 1 dry line workout session per week, and depending on the schedule, 1 to 2 games per week. And additional things that the Maple Leaf Athletic Club provides is the spin sessions and yoga. We also have access to the pursuit of motion physiotherapy. So any injuries that you are incurring or you need to take care of, we have quick access to that. Also, implementation of concussion testing to monitor that as well. Video review sessions. We usually, if you're practicing nearby the Maple Leaf Athletic Club, tying those video sessions in at either when we're practicing at Russ Barnes or a spin session. So kind of taking care of 2 things at once. As well, lots of opportunities for volunteering through our organization, and then numerous team hosted functions at the Maple Leaf Athletic Club clubhouse. And the clubhouse is a very vibrant place, and lots of things are happening there, and lots of people involved in that particular building. Here's just a quick snapshot of just an overview of my team systems, just like a 1-page handout of different situations, what particular things that we're working on in all different aspects of the game. So team systems would be provided through team handbook. We go over all our different areas through video review, practice those things, apply them in special situations. Obviously a focus on special teams and face-offs, and then late game situations, whether we're up a goal or down a goal, obviously, trying to win a hockey game. Video review sessions, try to run those about 2 to 3 times a month. Systems breakdown, systems review. We also incorporate like individual video review throughout the course of the year, and that would entail us watching or in video recording one player on the ice on his shifts and sitting down with that player and breaking down those shifts with them. We point out areas of strength and areas of growth during our video review sessions. Try to keep those short, 15 to 20 minutes in length. And like I mentioned before, try to do 2 things at once, either right before practice or when we're doing a spin workout at the clubhouse. And just on the right there, just a quick snapshot of some of the areas that we would go over during a review session. Some of the resources on this particular page is what I'll use for mental preparation going into games. I strongly suggest reading the Hockey Tough book for preparing from the mental side of things. I've also had the opportunity to read this Thinking Body Dancing Mind book, which really kind of allows you to find an area of your game that you're not maybe particularly fond of and work on that particular area of your game. And there's the Thinking Body Dancing Mind book has like specific chapters that kind of look right towards the areas that you are trying to find some help in. And then on the left there is just our pregame mental preparation kind of checklist sheet, getting ourselves ready for games. And then there's a post-game assessment that allows you to look back and think about how your game was and how we could reset the goals moving forward for your next game. And then just speaking to the goal setting, split up into 2 categories. Just kind of, I mentioned that off the top. Certainly lots of individual goal setting opportunities throughout the year, setting short and long-term goals. But we also, make sure that we're team goal setting, and we're doing that. We're setting goals in each segment of our regular season. We're constantly monitoring those goals and making adjustments as we see fit. Earlier, Guy did mention the use of Instat to track those stats. We have that luxury and that opportunity to use that program as well through the league. And at the end of each segment, we are changing our goals and resetting our goals and reevaluating what we're doing in the next 12 to 13 games of the regular season. And lastly, just to touch on that life skills that Hockey Edmonton and all the clubs have already mentioned in the program is, the Maple Leaf Athletic Club is certainly, in my opinion, always striving to be setting the precedence when it comes to those volunteer opportunities. And in 2019, the organization won the Community Engagement Award winner for their pink jersey game, and it's now kind of growing some legs, and it's been developed across the city of Edmonton, and just a great opportunity to raise money for cancer. And it's a game that all the players look forward to. They get really pumped about it, and it's doing the right thing for not only yourself and your team, but your organization and those around you. Other opportunities we have as a club, just kind of building a family type atmosphere, is our blue-white game. I made mention of the Maple Leaf Athletic Club clubhouse before. Very vibrant place and lots of opportunities to access it and use it as well. We use Santa's Anonymous, Father Edmonton House, Heroes Hockey as opportunities to volunteer. And the one thing unique to our organization as well is we have a ladies auxiliary, just the hockey moms of the organization that really put a lot of time and effort in recognizing players, rewarding players for good play and their commitment to the team and the organization. And then within our own organization as well, having a social director that's helping out with the volunteer programs, providing opportunities and assistance for not only my team, but, you know, all the teams in the program, and allowing for all our teams to, you know, work collaboratively and give back to the community. And that brings me to the end here. So hopefully that was a quick snapshot of my program and what some of the opportunities that our organization has to offer as well. Thank you.
That was awesome, Terrence. Thanks so much. It's excellent. Again, really appreciate the time to put that together. Thank you. And up next, last but not least, is Aaron Menard from Knights of Columbus. Excited to see your presentation, and I'll leave you the screen to share. So thanks, Aaron.
Just a quick overview, guys, of I guess the Knights of Columbus Hockey Organization. My name is Aaron Menard, and I'm just going to give you guys a quick rundown here of I guess what a typical season looks like for us. So we'll go over the staff. So obviously the manager kind of changes every year, but this year we've been lucky enough to have Roberta Cannon. She's been kind of a driving force for us. I guess with all the changes and whatnot, she never behind on getting the messages out. Physiotherapist, I don't know if there's another organization that has a full-time physio every single day of practicing games. We've been lucky enough to partner up with Miles Berlin of Apex Performance Physio, and he's been working with our staff for about, I think, 5 years now, and we believe that he plays a major role in our health, I guess, and our recovery as well. Strength and conditioning, we use Dan Lajoie at Athletes Nation. We feel that he's elite. I believe that he's the best around, and we've been fortunate enough to, again, be with him. And he kind of has a partnership with our club at this point where he works with all of our clubs. And again, you know, we think that there's a lot of value in continuity and using the same guy from U11 all the way up. And he does that for us. Player development is Brennan Menard. Again, we think he's as cutting edge as it gets. We're a huge believer of him, and he has a huge influence in the methodology that our club plays, our style of play, and the things that we like to attack and work on. He helps us with where, I guess, as an organization, we feel that the game is going. And, you know, that's being a small club like us, we're always trying to stay one step ahead or you know, tracking the trends and see where hockey is going. Mental prep, we use Ennio Sacalato. He's a coach that's been around for a long time. He's coached everywhere from the Swiss A League to, I believe he's at West Van now, coaching in the CSSHL. My assistant coach, who's been with me for 3 seasons, is Ryan Berlin. He played 4 years at Princeton. He's a younger guy. He has a strong connection to the players. He's not you know, far removed at all. So the players seem to connect with him, like to pick his brain a lot. Assistant coach and goaltending coach is Braden Steven. He's another young guy again as well, had a great career, played for the Spruce Grove Saints, and we're lucky enough to have him. The other assistant coach we have is Tyler Anton. He played 5 years of Canadian University, went to a Royal Bank Cup as well. He works with the D, and then myself. I've been with KC, I think, as long as I've been coaching, so 6 or 7 years now. And it's been a blast. The mission is simple for us. It's our goal to move on as many players as we can. You know, I think when you have the end in mind, of course, everybody wants to win a championship and win the tournaments, but you know, we think that there's got to be something more before you get to that point. And if we feel that if we can be the best at getting better every single day, that those will take care of themselves. We think that the wins and losses will always sort themselves out. It's our goal to be the best program in the city, the province, and the country. So, you know, just like every other coach in this, it's our goal and every organization to be the gold standard of AAA hockey. But we feel that, you know, we've adopted a mentality, whereas if we can get up every single day and chase this thing and that everything matters and no detail is unimportant, then perhaps the wins will come down the stretch. But we certainly don't live on the wins and losses roller coaster ride. The vision, we are a development program through and through. There is no ifs, ands about it. Development is something that we do every single practice, every single day. Our video is geared towards it. Our development is geared towards it. we want to work on creating a good human. We want to show and demonstrate what work ethic looks like, humility, being humble all the time, respecting everybody, and teaching resilience. And I think with all of that, what we think that seems to create is leadership. And that's always the goal for us, just to have a team of 19 leaders. The hockey players, so again, skill development, there's no days off from that. We want to teach good habits, and we really want to encourage creativity. Development is personal, so we never do it one way. We do it 19 different ways, and we find a way to connect with every player. We like to work with them on what they want to work on. All of 4 lines, they play the same style. So we're not a team that has a checking line. We don't have a 4th line. We want all of our lines to play the same style. It's our belief that roles are stifling. We believe that, maybe not everybody's looking for, your best checker. The calls typically that come in are about the best players. And so we want 4 lines that play like they're our best player. And we encourage that. We encourage failure. We want to see it. We want to fail big. And we want our guys to try things. We gear our teachings definitely more towards the offensive side. But that doesn't mean that we go rogue on defense as well. We obviously like to talk about tactics and concept-based defensive tactics, stick on puck. We like to teach all those things: angling, steering, squeezing. That's stuff that matters to us as well. But we certainly, again, we want our guys to play with flair, and we feel that that's what the next teams are looking for. As a coach, we want to create lifelong friendships with our players, and we want these guys to talk forever. We're not just looking for it to be a one and done type of season. We're hoping that, through everything that we go through in a season, that these guys will be friends for life. Right here's a picture that was just kind of posted the other day. We thought it was pretty cool. It was, I guess it was a good feeling as an organization, but the Spruce Grove Saints had recently just named their leadership group, and I'm sure everybody knows who the Spruce Grove Saints are. They're one of the most decorated organizations in junior hockey, and 3 out of 4 leaders on their team are KC alumni, and that's something that we take great pride in. And those are guys that are committed to it every day. Here's I guess a philosophy that we've taken and our players have kind of ran with. So we want to get better every single time we go to the rink, and development is a process, and we're not ever asking anybody to go from a good player to a phenomenal player, but we do want to get after it again every single day. Everything matters, and it's our goal that we leave the rink a better player than when we got there. I think a lot of people want to know about the tryout procedure. So this is our on ice, what we're looking for. So of course we want to know about skating, puck skills, IQ, and compete. And early on we call that the eye test, which I think, as we all know, doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot down the stretch. When we move along to maybe our second round, we want to get to understanding the player. That's when we want to do a little bit of digging on who they are, where they come from, and what their path has been. The stage 3 for us is we want to know, can we influence the future for them? Can we help them? Do they want to be helped? Is there a player in there that perhaps hasn't been tapped into yet? And then stage 4 obviously is the final decision that we make before we head into the season. So I think when we kind of take a step back and we look at what we want as a team, this is our pitchfork here, and it means a lot to us as a team, but we want players with compete, high character, and high commitment. And those are, I think, when I round everything up, that's exactly what we're going after. A general week for us at KC is Monday. We always give the day off. We kind of gear towards playing games on the weekends more times than not. If that ever doesn't happen, we're fortunate enough as an organization that we own an arena, and we can more times than not get ice if we're looking for it. Tuesdays we practice for 1.5 hours. We do video for half an hour, and then we're off to Athletes Nation for another 1.5 hours in the gym. Wednesday is a day off again. Thursday, right back after with an hour-and-a-half practice. And then Friday, we're back in the gym again for a second time. So 3 hours a week in total, another practice, and then game day. You know, we always started off as 1.5 hours to get to the rink, but somehow, you know, I can never get to the rink before these guys, and it just somehow always becomes 2 hours, and then in some cases 2 hours and 15 minutes. Team rules. So we try to keep it simple. We don't want a lot of boxes to check off daily for the players. So we keep it simple. We say, do the right thing. If you have to think about it, you probably shouldn't do it. And that's, again, a motto that we've taken very seriously, and the players have adopted, and they do that very well. So I think that the modern day athlete wants feedback. I think technology is a big part of that. You know, with the type of athlete we're coaching now, most of them have had a cell phone, and so they want feedback, and they want it pretty quickly. And I think that Instat's a good platform for it. You know, I think you get it back in 10 hours or less. And from that point on, we will watch video with the players every single Tuesday. We are always available for individual video. And if someone doesn't come to us, we will get them, and we will go over some shifts, some good ones, some ones that could use improvement. And again, that all goes towards the development model. The dark horse mentality is something that our players have adopted. It's something that they take serious, I guess. We're a smaller club. We don't have a ton of people trying out every year. I think some teams are around, you know, close to 200, and we're typically somewhere around 35, 36. So we're a small club, but again, we're development driven. And I think that that's allowed us to gain the momentum and the traction that we've had recently. This is a picture of us, I think 3 years ago now in the AMHL finals. We lost to Lethbridge, but this is a picture that I think shows what, you know, we've taken imports, and we've taken players that perhaps didn't play AAA before. And again, with the development model, we were able to push the Lethbridge Hurricanes to Game 5, and we ultimately ended up coming up short. But this, I think, really depicts who we are as a club. And that's actually it for me, Joel. I make myself available to anybody, any parents, any players. If they ever want to reach out to me and talk to me, ask questions about our program, I'm always available, and I'll always get back to anybody within 24 hours.
That's awesome, Aaron. Thanks so much for sharing, and certainly knowing you guys there, and the focus on development is absolutely true. So thanks again for sharing with us, and really appreciate that. So I think we'll just, we're going to end up wrapping up this session here. And I think first of all, just thanks so much to the coaches for putting this together. It's a lot of work, and you know, you guys have been busy with your return to play with your teams. Thank you to the clubs for your support with this initiative, and thanks to everybody who attended. I think one thing from us is it's just that time of year where everybody's considering the options, and there's competitors, and there's so many choices as a player and a family. And I think one thing we want everybody to understand is that these 4 places are they're great places to play. And you can see the amount of work these coaches have put into their programs, and the support they're getting from EHMC, their athletic clubs, and Hockey Edmonton. I think they're great places to play, and your kids and family will be in great hands with wherever you go. I think the other thing too, in accompaniment with some of the skills academies that we have at Vimy and FX and some of the other schools, combined with all the great work that they've been doing, we can't help but encourage people to make sure they stay home and participate in some of these great options they have here. I think the last thing for me is just, it's really cool to see 4 clubs, Hockey Edmonton and EHMC, working together on stuff like this in situations where games are highly competitive. It's so awesome to see the 4 clubs and coaches working together to accomplish more and help push our programs to the next level. So again, thanks everybody for attending. Thank you, coaches, for the effort you put into your presentations. Good luck in the rest of the year. If anybody has questions, please let us know, and we'll be posting an edited recording of this in coming weeks, so everybody can access. So we'll shut it down here. Thanks again. Have a good weekend, everybody, and thanks for coming.